Hey friends, we're going to go ahead and get into this celebrity tarot reading. Right now, B. Simone is under attack yet again for some other crazy shit she done did with her friend who was or who is a single mother and was going through a rough time financially. And B. Simone was nowhere to be found to help her, but she was publicly financially supporting strangers. So there's a lot of critique going on about B. Simone and her friendship, or the lack thereof. We gonna see what's coming up in these cards, though. Okay, so today y'all just gonna get the picture. I'm over here kind of recovering from not feeling too good, so I don't feel like having my whole setup with the table and the cards. So y'all bear with me today. It's just gonna be the picture, okay? But let's get into this read. We don't see what's coming up in these cards. Y'all know I'm gonna describe them to a T. And you know what? We don't lie. We don't exaggerate over here. Okay, so we got the Four of Wands popping out. That's so crazy because in this particular Four of Wands, there's two women in the picture. Usually, like in the Rider-Waite tarot, there's a man and a woman, and it's representing a marriage. But this Four of Wands does represent a union nonetheless, okay? So I'm not saying these two are married, but it is showing the closeness here between the two of these, especially on the business tip, okay? The Wands suit does represent entrepreneurship, so, you know, the two of these friends might be getting the bag together, okay? Let's see what else is coming out here. Okay, so we also have the Three of Wands coming out. This is that element of kind of like turning your back on something here, or there being more distance in this connection than maybe is being alluded to, okay? So they could be portraying closeness like on the podcast and everything, but there could really be a lot of distance between them. I don't know if they live in different places, like it might be a long distance kind of friendship, but even aside from geographical distance, there could be emotional distance there as well. We have the Seven of Wands also coming out. So I do feel like this represents Shekinah, you know, standing up for herself, advocating for herself, speaking up on how she felt like maybe she was not properly supported by B. Simone. Okay. She could even have people around her that are kind of like rallying behind her, like, yeah, girl, you definitely should speak up about this type shit. Okay. So I don't know if this is, you know, other friends of Shekinah's, family members, whoever, but they could be, you know, empowering her to, you know, speak up about these things. Okay. I mean, hell, even B. Simone is technically her friend, and she is encouraging her to open up about these matters. Now, you know, is this genuine or is this for clicks and views? I mean, we can see. We'll see what else continues to come out in these cards. Okay, so what else we got going on? We got the Three of Pentacles. This is definitely about the bag. Okay, so this move, all of this conversation and discussion, at this point, B. Simone, she is playing into the fact that she is the villain. And I don't think she really cares at this point, as long as it's getting her the bag, getting the views, getting people talking. Yeah, she don't care, you know, what people think about her, because she is ultimately achieving her means to an end, which is securing her abundance. It's what it is for her. Okay. Yeah, securing her abundance. 10 of Pentacles. This is what it's all about. And for her too, it might even be securing a relationship too. I know there's an episode of her and the baby. I guess they're together or something. I'm going to end up reading on them too, but yeah, she could be very focused on getting into a relationship, or if she already is in one, combining her wealth with somebody else's. It is very much giving materialistic, okay? We got a 10 of Wands coming through. This could definitely be Shekinah feeling like she has to carry. I'm not even just getting the weight of her own life's responsibilities and challenges and stuff, but I'm even getting the weight of this friendship she has to carry on her own too. Um, it low-key seems like she's in a one-sided friendship. And, I get it. It was, I guess, noble of her to acknowledge, like, hey, it's not really your responsibility to help me, but I just don't know too many friends that do have access to those kind of resources, that would watch their friends struggle and suffer. But I don't know, everybody views friendship a little differently. So, yeah, this 10 of Wands. So, this also seems like kind of a karmic type of relationship between these two as well. I don't want to throw out trauma bonding because I know that word gets used incorrectly. So it might not necessarily be that, but yeah, the two of these do have some kind of dysfunctional relationship, and I'm just going to continue in this cycle here. We have the Six of Swords as well. Somebody could be trying to create distance, space, which could be what I was picking up on. Even if it's not geographical, there does seem to be some sort of emotional distance here between the two of these individuals. Okay, we have a King of Wands coming up here. I don't know if this is a man. This could be for B. Simone, maybe the baby. I don't know what his zodiac sign is. Is he a fire sign? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Well, this could also be B. Simone in this energy of the King of Wands. This is someone who, sure, is very much a boss in their own right. But they're just almost just hyper focused on the goal and what they're trying to accomplish, that they're not really considerate of other people around them. So that could be something that B. Simone, it could be a bit of a blind spot for her here, where she's not cognizant of the fact that, sometimes the King of Wands can be someone that's a bit self-interested, okay? So that's why I was saying, even this podcast episode, I don't think this was really for them to kind of clear the air, because that kind of would have been more of a private conversation, really. But to have to take it to the air and publicize it just makes it seem like, okay, this is literally for business. And B. Simone is coming up in the energy of someone who's about their business, all right? We have the Page of Pentacles here. Money, money, money. Like, yeah, now that I'm looking through all of these cards, I don't see any Cups cards here. So there's like no emotion that I'm seeing between these two friends. Yeah, it seems it seems materialistic at best and superficial at worst. Okay, so these two could have like a bit of a superficial kind of relationship. I'm not sure what their origin story is, but yeah, it's not really giving here. They could have maybe even known each other a while. We have the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, so possibly since they were younger. I think she might have mentioned that in the podcast, that they have been longtime friends, but geez, we've got the Ten of Swords coming out here. This is about betrayal. Somebody that is not really on your side, okay? So this could also be Shekinah feeling like she had to go through a really rough time by herself, not feeling supported in that process, right? There's maybe a lack of maturity as well when it comes to this relationship. Like, they both seem to still kind of be, I don't know, like operating from like their teenage selves. I don't know whenever they met, but it's like they're still operating in this kind of energy. And I hate to say with this Ten of Swords, like this might even be a pattern, something that has been playing out in the relationship that maybe Shekinah just hasn't really wanted to acknowledge. Shekinah could be the Page of Cups here, which this tends to be someone that leads with their heart a bit more, that tends to have a little more empathy. And then the Page of Pentacles, you know, this could be Simone, who is, once again, it's about the money. It's about even the looks of things, right? You know, she could like to be around certain people or associate and befriend certain people because they make her look good or something like that, okay? But Shekinah could be very different in her approach to connecting with others. There's no end game with Shekinah, but it does seem like there is for Simone. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out here. So yeah, the end game is for her fortune to grow here, for her to capitalize off of this opportunity. We also have the Ace of Wands here. So, you know, like I said, it's all about business. It's all about the money. It's all about the views, the clicks. I just don't see a whole lot of love here between these two. And if it is love, it's more so coming from Shekinah. I'm not really seeing it being reciprocated. You know, the Wheel of Fortune can also suggest this is a pattern that eventually needs to be acknowledged for it to truly be broken. So, you know, I think that's maybe going to be a bit of a tough pill for Shekinah to have to swallow, that this Ten of Swords energy has been prevalent in their friendship. Maybe even, I don't know, something about the last 10 years or something could be significant. Yeah, because I'm seeing the Ten of Swords and the 10 on the Wheel of Fortune too. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles as well. So we have 10, 10, 10 coming through. That could be an angel number here. I'm also... Wait, and the 10 of Wands? Shit. Actually, it's 10, 10, 10, 10. So there's something about maybe like this cycle that is meant to be completing here, going back to this 10 of Wands, especially like this is a karmic kind of connection. Like, you know, it's rooted in some sort of dysfunction. And once I feel like Shekinah kind of wakes up to this and realizes what's been going on, it can finally stop the cycle here. Whoa, I'm not even gonna lie, I just heard stop the cycle of abuse. Okay, so hey, that's just what I'm channeling here. So with that being said, my loves, I'm gonna wrap up this message here. If you liked this, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. What's your thoughts about this situation? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.